Last night, temperatures plummeted on northern Portugal, an unusual event for this time of year. And to our delight, it was also raining. We all know that rain in freezing cold temperatures can only mean one thing. You get a cold, as I did. But also, it means that snow is falling, and fall it did, so we decided to go play. Since this is a very rare event on this time of year, and snow would melt fast, we needed to be quick. We needed to plan our route accordingly to enjoy the most of the day, since in this time of year it means sunset is around 5:30 p.m. When the route was planned, it was time to prepare the vehicle. Since this is a one-day trip, our main concern was food, water, clothing, spare clothing, and maybe some extra socks just to be sure. Fuel, engine fluid, some toolkit, maps, e-maps, first aid kit, recovery kit, some spares, and of course, beer. At least I think that is important. When the clock is set to go, you have the confidence that nothing was left to chance. You put the keys on the ignition, you fire the engine, your seatbelt and your family's on, and you just go with the confidence that nothing was left to chance and everything was well planned. Well, except from the phone that was left at the table after breakfast. Now that everything is sorted out, you know you are ready to seek the adventure. Because we wanted to enjoy the most of the day, we leave early, at 11 a.m. After we passed Ponte da Barca, we saw the first signs of snow on top of the mountains. It was not much, but it was enough to fill our hearts with joy. It never ceases to amaze me how the mountain seems to be wanting to reach the skies. Finally, we've reached our first stop, Lindoso's Castle, an old reminder from how long we've came as a civilization, and with that a majestic animal that is a symbol of this place. Lindoso's castle was built on the Middle Age as a protecting structure against invasions from Galiza's kingdom, currently Spain, because it's so near to the border. It's not known to have participated in any major battles, but it was part of the Portuguese defense tactics. It's not big, but its viewing advantages are really impressive due to the fact that it's on a really slope. It's amazing to think of our ancestors have fought us so hard to keep us independent, and currently Portugal and Spain are very close countries. Well, I know we are literally attached to each other, but I meant it's people. We call them nuestros hermanos, which is a Spanish word for our brothers. We then visited the espigueiros, which are very old seed dryers. It's rather amazing the ingenuity of old people. These tiny houses were packed with seeds, mainly corn, and then, because they are on the rock bed on a hill where wind is a constant and have very narrow profiles, the sun hits the rock, hitting the air, it becomes very dry and trespasses the structure, drying the goods inside, making it possible to have preserved corn year-round, which was the main cereal. After a quick lunch, which the footage got lost by my mistake, we continue our journey trespassing to Spain and seeing some weird and interesting perspectives of the semi-dry Lima River, because we are on the end of the dry season and the dams are almost empty. As we venture ourselves into a beautiful inland, heading back for Portugal from the other side of the mountain, we finally became certain that the trip was not done in vain. The snow was there waiting for us at the top of the mountain. The main reason why we wanted to access Pitões das Junias from this side was because we wanted to understand why this route was nicknamed Rota do Tráfico, which means traffic route. And the reason is as obvious as the meaning of its name. This was a path of choice for illegal imports during World War II, where food became scarce due to the Nazi treaty that Portugal made not to participate on the war. To put it simple, we provided the food, not the soldiers. And this illegal route continued to be used throughout all the dictatorship. The reason people choose this path became obvious to us as we drive along. It's just too remote, and should not be too difficult to go around the patrol border or any patrol at all. After the livestock cleared the way for us, we've continued our journey, just to cross another dried river, the River Salas, the last Spanish river to be crossed during this trip. After the river is crossed, we've entered in the narrow streets of the last village in Spain, Quequias, a very small place full of history that we just didn't have the time to enjoy, so we keep on going. Once in Portugal again, we began to do the final climb towards the main goal of our trip. We were starting to get very excited because for me and for all of us, this was the first time that I saw this much snow on Jerez. Don't get me wrong, it snows here every year, but usually the snow only lasts for a couple of days and we never get the chance to see it. But the excitement was for so much more than the snow. I also get to enjoy this trip so much that I've been planning to do for a very long time. And we get to see one of the highest villages on Portugal on a very remote location. Oh boy, and were we for a treat when we get there. But I'll say nothing else, just enjoy the following images.
sent to